Well, welcome back into the garden here at Gardener's Cottage in Blakeney. Got a lovely, if a little cold, February afternoon here. Birds are singing in the distance and we've got some sunshine just starting to pick up some of the early flowering spring bulbs that were planted here when we did this patio extension last year. This little boulder that I managed to find in a local quarry, planted up with some succulents, and they're just holding their own over this rather damp, if not particularly cold winter. Let's go and have a look around this garden and see what we've got coming into flower to show you at this time of year. It's pretty early in February, but here in Blakeney, in a walled garden, we've got a little microclimate and quite a few things are just coming on that little bit earlier than in most more exposed gardens. A few things we missed moving. This was the old edge of what was the raised side of this gravelled area before we extended it out to make a much bigger seating area here at Blakeney. Got a few things, as you can see, still to move because they're right in the middle of a patio now. Most of these bulbs were planted at the end of last season when this border was just being created. It's basically the old flower border that's been extended out a little way to give us a bit more planting, just with a loose edge of the flint boulders that we get from the quarry, and then gravel on this side for the seating area. They're doing very well, benefiting from having the plum tree that was above here on the other side of this wall cut right back this season. A lot more light getting into this border as a consequence. I think these are going to flower very nice, and a few little perennial wallflowers that have just trickled down. They were seeded in this old wall for a long period of time, but now they're flowering this time of year very nicely at the base. Snowdrops under the flowering pear tree, just about coming to the end of their season now. Still a few buds on the later ones, but by and large they're just setting seed now. The cyclamen are September flowering varieties under here, but still in leaf at this time of year, and a good time to look for little seed pods on those, which can be moved around and planted. See if I can find one to show you. There we go, that's what you're looking for. Just on the end of these curled little tendrils tend to be little pods with seeds in them, and if you plant those and move them around, you can spread your cyclamen quite effectively. And this is what you can get, little tiny cyclamen plants with flowers. This is a different variety. This is a spring flowering version of the same genus or species, but just look at all the cyclamen leaf in this area of lawn, all formed from those seeds that have just spread out from the big area of cyclamen we keep. Try and keep them weeded off here. Just look at the size of those corns. Absolutely massive. I think they've been here for probably almost 70 years now in this bed, and every year give us a fantastic display of flowers. This garden suffers from wild deer coming in, despite it being walled and in the middle of the village. Just look what they've done to these hyacinths. I don't think we're going to get any flower off those this year. Thank goodness they don't like the dogtooth violets or the primrose, which again seeds itself and spreads quite well in this little garden. Little clump of bulbs still a way off doing anything. The snowdrops just coming to the end, but the narcissi in this little patch, which used to be around the base of a tree, still several weeks off showing any colour, I suspect. And these little tete-a-tetes along the front of the drive in front of the house are really giving a good show this year. Again, struggling for light because the hedge above them, which is absolutely full of honeysuckle and clematis, is really quite dominant, and these are in full shadow for most of the time. But that's the beauty about spring bulbs in gravel. They do tend to get enough light, mostly, to keep going and give you a display like this every year. And I particularly like these orange scented narcissi. Really do give a lovely splash of colour. Oh, I've just been joined by the dogs here this afternoon. Hello, Poppy. Yes, enjoying a nice trip over to Blakeney this afternoon. So we're going to do a bit of gardening. We've got some new bulbs that we're bringing over, some more snowdrops to plant out, just to thicken up this planting. Got a whole trug of snowdrops from the mid-Norfolk garden we're going to bring over here, just to increase the display of spring bulbs. So we'll get going with that. Thanks for watching.